What ho and hello! It is I, Mr. B, and what you see me walking down here is an avenue of the dead. To my right and to my left are tombs, small tombs, and I'm at Preah, Enkosei, which is kind of in a town, but it has an ancient temple, and therefore we want to see it. Now, I wanted to show you these because see that cone sort of shape they have at the top? That's called a shikra, and that's what you get at the top of ancient temples. So that design is still carrying on. What you can also hear is the baying of dogs. They've just... I am surrounded by them, and it does make me rather jumpy because I really am not a doggy sort of person. I'm more a pussy sort. I do like a cat. Now, Preah Enkosei does have a couple of absolute gems for us, because what I'm going to show you is a linga, which is a stone penis, you may have learnt that, which was worshipped, and also there's a statue here. Now, we've never seen a statue before, and it isn't a modern one, I must confess. But it is a statue, and my hunt continues over 200 temples later to see an original one. But here we have a mighty fine replica. So less of the chat, let's leave the dead and the doggies and go and have a look at that ancient temple. Righty-o, and here we go, and we are met by two lions. Well, kind of. It's like he was made of ice cream and his head's melted. It's most strange. But let's move on to our first delight, and that is that linga. Yes, it's a modern one, but look at it. It's resplendent. We never ever get to see these ever. They were all taken away. And why, oh why don't they put more of this stuff back in a contemporary form? It's just so comforting to see it. It just gives the place a lot more context, because these places were horribly looted. And here we have Enks itself standing before us, and he's a good one because he's got a statue. Let's get a bit closer. Let's have a look. First, drifting over to the left, and what we can see here is a platform. There would have been another building here. It's gone. Maybe they just took the bricks, the locals. And over there is a school, which is rather comforting because it gives me the feeling that the temples are not left alone. You know, there's a couple here. This could be an elderly gentleman and this an elderly lady. And over there is the kids, isn't it? So that's what keeps older people happy. It's a bit of youth. Now he has the most imposing doorway. Look at this. It really is a grand one. And as we come up, let's take a couple more steps. We can see our darling of friends, Mr. Elephant. Look. Oh, so often these places have been plundered, but he's still got his lintel, and it's beautiful. Now, if that is not enough, we have more. We have the ancient text on the wall here. The prayers, I don't know how well you can see that. Or the statements, you know, what they want people to know about. Who was the great one to build this? And if that isn't enough, I'm just amazed by this place. There's a floor. I'm actually going to go down. Usually I don't, because I want to stand on it. This would be an original floor, I believe. If not, it's part original and partly patched. Now, the reason I say that is because, rather remarkably, look, his roof is 100%, it's actually closed. So there was no water erosion. That's what gives me the feeling that this floor is original. So he's a real Arnold Schwarzenegger, this one, in his youth that is, because he's in incredible shape. Now out the doorway we go. Now what would have been in here, is a deity, an altar, some, you know, a statue, that sort of thing, a plinth. And as we just scan round, what we see, you see this? there's another platform here. There would have been another building there. But it looks to me, you see, that these bricks are oh so easy just to lift off and go and build something else. So, you know, its convenience was its downfall. And here, ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute honor and complete joy to say to you, here is a statue of a mighty warrior. Now, obviously, I must confess to the truth. He's a modern replica, but I don't give a damn. I'm so very pleased to see him. Let's get in a bit closer and meet him, oh mighty warrior. Hello. You have no idea how far I have travelled to try and find one of you. And we can see his lovely spear, you see, on a very thick staff. I mean, this would have been a copy of an original, and that's a mighty staff he's got there. It wouldn't be light, that's for sure. He can only just about get his hands around it. And here he's holding some sort of baton. Now, is that like a club? Or is it like a marshal's staff? You know, if you remember Goering, he was forever walking around with his marshal's baton, you know, which shows his office of state. And that's what the Romans used to do, you know. That's where they got it from in the military. They walk around with these, well, flash sticks really, these sticks with gold and stuff on, but it was a Roman thing. Or maybe it was before, maybe these chaps were doing it as well. So, wow, you've brought a smile to my face today, unknown stranger, the warrior of warriors, because I've travelled an awful long way to see you. Just lovely.
And just as I was leaving the warrior, I noticed, you see, look, he's got this enormous puddle of candle wax at his feet, which shows if you put one of these statues in, they do become jolly popular. But it's not that I wish to show you now. Look at this. Look at this. This lovely lady. Now, I'll just put my hand here so you can get an idea as to size. She's not very big, is she? But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's just so serene. So we have the mighty warrior just over my right shoulder, and snuggled away in this cool corner is this lovely lady. Right, as we leave our mighty warrior with his offerings and his lovely lady, we're going to have a quick look at this building we just brushed past on our way to see him. And what do we see? We see another linga. Now, it's at times like this I wish I spoke the language, because I would find the chap who's responsible here and say, well done, and give him a donation. Because look, we have a copy of the linga, and you see it's on the correct plinth. Right, I need to get back. Because here, this groove, you see this groove here, what would happen is you would pour water over the stone penis, the water would come down, it would collect here, and then go down this channel, fall out, drip, 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 and it would be collected, and then it would be blessed water, you see. So, isn't it great to see it in its correct place? Not an ancient one, but I don't care. It's repurposing, and it looks fantastic. Now, this was a large building, and golly go. Have a look at these walls. How thick are these? Right, this is my arm. Okay, that's my arm there, you see. And it doesn't reach to the end. So these walls are 1 meter thick on each side. As to why you need to build something that robust is a mystery. There can be only one reason. Whatever was in here was bloody valuable to someone, because why else would you build such walls that have been so very heavily engineered? So in this room lay something wonderful. As to what it was, we will never know. And that's where the second linga was. The first was just over there in the doorway. And there's one last thing I wish to show you. It's a touch of the modern. And have a look. Someone loves POC, and they will love them forever.
Now, I've never seen graffiti on a temple before, and it's continued up here. VSTLLFER. Well, this means to love. So VS to love, LL forever. That's what it must mean. And do you know what? I'm not really upset about that. I think it's quite sweet because it's what I used to do when I was younger, you know. And it's always nice to have to touch base with your youth and have those emotions come back again, just in a quiet little corner like this, silently professing your love for another. It's kind of sweet to me. It's wrong, but it's sweet. So there you go. That was Preah Enkosei. And he was an absolute corker, wasn't he? Because there were so many details there. I mean, from a distance, he's not a stunner that's going to knock you out, as LL Cool J wrote. No, he's more one that needs to be unpacked and studied. He has those lingas and he has the statues, not original, but my goodness, they gave us an awful lot of context, didn't they? So it's been an absolute treat of a place to visit. And if you, my lovely temple tears, wish to visit again with myself, Mr. B, to some far off forgotten land, to some ancient temple for 10 minutes of escapism, then please do come along on the next video. For I assure you, whilst you sleep, I shall be travelling those dusty roads. It only remains for me to wish you nothing but the very best. Till next time.